음. Okay, guys, as I'm waiting for people to join, people of the community, hey Sena, I was going to mention that. I was going to say that. Today's readings are going to be a mix of a lot of things going on, or maybe a mix of interesting, like not interesting, but different people. Like there's not like a theme. It can be about a lot of groups or even actors, actresses. I do have a lot. We're going to start. I'm going to read for Lee Soo and about this new girl group that he's building or that he's creating or that he has created. Let's see how he's doing. I know someone asked me for a reading for him a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, today is a good day. Then I'm going to read for SNSD Taeyeon and SM relationship. Then I'm going to read for the actress Seo Yeaji new drama, how she's feeling about that project. The actress Kim Hye-jun, I believe she also has a drama coming. So yeah, for her, like an update for her. Then how Suzy, former member of Idol, feels about the new album. Idol new album, Suzy new drama. I'm going to read for Kiss of Life and Kim Han-bin, BI, that he's enlisting soon, someone mentioned. So yeah, like I always do, I I read for people, some people that when they are about to enlist, I read for them one last time, because once they are in the military, I don't read for idols or artists that are serving their country. This is their personal time. I don't have anything to do with reading cards for people that are serving the military. It's going to be a mix. And if we have time and if there's like a conversation or if something new comes up during the live stream, we can see. But I have plenty of readings to do today. I want to, today I asked for recommendations that are different, original, and maybe mention people that I haven't read for a while, or topics. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to start with Lee Soo. I'm going to pull some cards for him, how he's doing these days, and some cards for his new girl group, if they're going to succeed. The Three of Wands came up twice. So definitely about this girl group and also about what Lee Soo is creating is the beginning of a long journey. And it seems like there's a lot of like action into this, not just planning. I don't know if this is already launched or what, but there's work here and there's like a continuation. So possibly it could be something good, this new girl group that he's creating or that he has created. From Lee Soo, we start with the Seven of Cups. we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Wands for Lee Soo. For the group, we have the Knight of Cups, we have Justice, and we have the King of Pentacles. And then again, as an advice, for him and this group, we again have the Three of Wands, and the keyword in this deck is says the journey. So yeah, like he's working on this. The girls are going to be working. It seems like things are already on the move. I don't know if people know something about how this group was created, if this was part of a, I don't know, maybe it was like a competition and they were selected through competition. I have no idea, but it seems like it's a very cherished project of his, and there's a lot of work and money into this. So this is not, even though, for Lee Soo we start with the Seven of Cups, that the Seven of Cups is, for me, it can go like from you being creative to you getting the Lulu, and you getting stuck in your own ideas or visions. Or this usually, this card usually comes when someone has probably a lot of dreams, a lot of aspirations, a lot of imagination, probably. Um, and sometimes this gets in the way of actually creating something or executing an idea. But since this is, the card that is next to this is the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, I think that he was able to get out of this ideas, vision, illusion, imagination. He was able to grab one of these, one of these cups, one of these ideas, one of these dreams that he had, and he was able to put, the resources and also the vision to keep advancing on this. So I think that if someone is interested in how Isuman is doing, he is working. He is like making his projects a reality, making them come true. He feels very validated. He feels very stable. He feels successful. He feels like he's continuing with his vision or with his ideas or his way of working. It seems like, initially maybe, I don't know if people thought that his vision was maybe a bit delulu, or it was delusional, or it was like very crazy, I would say. But I think that honestly, I think that um, he is a creator. He is a creator, definitely. And he's making his ideas a reality. This is the thing. This is great about him. And he probably is going to be very successful because he has plenty more things. This is probably this girl group maybe is not like the final, like the maybe he has another ideas as well. With the Three of Wands, this is just the beginning. Like somehow, having this card twice is like, the journey is just starting for me. So probably he's thinking about investing in more groups, doing more. The Seven of Cups also is someone that is very imaginative. He has plenty of ideas and he has the money to fulfill them. So yeah, he's doing his best, and I think that he's happy with the results that he's getting. I mean, what he created, he's happy. He's feeling successful. And about the girls, um, I think that is great. I mean, the vibe, probably they're going to receive a lot of love because we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Justice in the middle, and we have the King of Pentacles. So maybe if, some people are supporters of Lee Soo-man or Lee Soo-man's legacy work, or they respect him, they probably are going to follow the girls. They're going to follow the group because of this, very nostalgic feeling of like, oh yeah, we know you guys come from this person, and we admire this person, or we love and we honor everything that he has done in the past. So there's like a deja vu, I would say. Also, why is giving me that there's something about him, also because he comes here as this King of Pentacles, which the girls could have another CEO, or someone could be in charge. I don't think that it's like directly Lee Soo. He's not the only one. There's other people, but there's something about him thinking about this girl group, like the group that maybe he wanted to have and that he couldn't, or maybe that he was interrupted. I don't know if this is like a love letter to all the girl groups that he had managed in the past. So there's something very romantic about this, like very honoring, like, I'm honoring the roots, or I'm honoring their style and I'm bringing back this style with the girls. Also, the justice is about making things right with this group. There's something about him, not just about money and giving them the money, the resources, but I think that there's something about him giving love to the group as well. There's something about him being like, maybe with my other groups, I wasn't loving enough, like I wasn't that present, or I wasn't emotional enough. But now, with the justice in the middle, there's something about him wanting to make things right with these girls, and he's like, I have to take care of them, I have to honor them, I have to take care of them, I have to make sure that they have everything that they need, um that they feel supported by me, that they feel like they can count on me, that I'm always going to be there, like the father figure, or like I don't know why I want to say like a grandfather figure. I don't know how old this man is, but he could be this girl's grandfather or something like that, because it feels like very old and stable male figure, that he's like, I want to teach you a few things, but he also wants to make things up. This is why we have the justice. There's something about him paying more attention to them, and understanding their fragilities, or understanding how young they are, or how sensitive they are. It seems like he's getting a lot of love for these girls, and he's making up for something that maybe he wasn't able to do in the past with the groups that he had, the girl groups that he had. It's about, giving them much love and attention. But yeah, this is a whole journey. So yeah, great for him. If you see me guys looking up sometimes, it's because in front of me, in front of the window, I do have a, a fence like that. It's like above me, and this fence moves a lot with the wind. so so sometimes when it moves, I am looking at it as if it's going to fall off me or something like this. But it just gets my attention. But sometimes when I'm reading, I also look sideways, or I look up to sort of especially when I'm trying to find the right words. But if you see me like with my eyes focused, it's because I'm looking at the fence. Okay, I'm going to continue with SNSD Taeyeon and SM relationship. Let's see. from Taeyeon perspective, SM perspective. The connection. Yeah. Okay, from Taeyeon's perspective about SM, we start with the Page of Wands, Princess of Wands. And we have the Queen of Cups. And from SM perspective, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So two sevens. And between themselves, among themselves, the connection, how it's doing, we have the Two of Swords that it says indecision. Indecision. So I think that there's tension, definitely. I think that SM is not very happy with Taeyeon taking charge or taking the lead. I mean, she always been this very powerful. She's a leader, of course, as well, but she always have been very like a fighter. She's a good combination. We have the Queen of Cups, and that is her Pisces self, and then we have the Page of Wands, that in here says Princess of Fire. So she's a very interesting mix of fire and water. So even though she can look fragile, she can be understanding, she can be, an artist, because I think that sometimes she's like, I have to, you know, hold my anger a bit, hold my anger back a bit and breathe and remember why I'm doing this for. She is an artist, she's a creator, but yeah, she also has a strong personality. She has a strong desire. She's like very determined when it comes to decisions. And I think that her posture to SM is like, you're not going to get me to do things that you want me to do. Not anymore. Not anymore. She's starting this new era, this new time for her, where she's always taking charge. Like, I don't want to say like she's taking charge of her life now, because that's not true. It's just that now she may be taking a different path. The Page of Wands is like this impulsivity, this impulsiveness of her, of like, okay, like, yeah, I'm starting this and this is what I'm going to do and I'm letting you know. So she's like a menace for them. um but at the same time, like the Queen of Cups, she also restricts herself. She's like, I could be much more severe with you guys. I could be a bit much more like aggressive if I wanted to, but actually I'm remaining calm at some point, or I'm calming myself down because I'm an artist. Or um I think that she also remembers that she is a respected like person, because she's a leader, or maybe she's like a guide for others. She's like an example for others. So she's like, I better just collect myself, because I definitely, there's moments where they bring the worst out of her. There's moments where it feels like the anger is going out through her pores, when it comes to SM. But I think that she was able, with this Queen of Cups, she was able to transmute this anger that they make her feel, this frustration. She was able to transmute this into starting over, into putting her anger to work, I would say, or facilitating new beginnings for her. Instead of fighting them, she's like, I'm putting my energy elsewhere. Instead of, focusing on the things that you guys have been doing wrong for all these years, I'm sort of starting anew. I'm focusing on me. I'm gathering all my talents, everything about me, what I've always been, and just, going there instead of just being eternally angry at you. Because I don't know why I feel like there were so many times where she had conversations with SM people, and she was like, I told you guys that this was going to go bad, or this was going to have a consequence, or this was not a good decision. I told you guys. Like, she's always been this very perceptive, wise soul, but they never listened to her. They never gave her the the respect, I would say. And she's like, okay, I'm taking my ideas, my initiative elsewhere. I'm starting over. So yeah, good luck to you all. I wish you the best. Hey Fluffy, if you see spam, please can you block it, because I tried but I cannot reach it here. And from a same perspective about Taeyeon, we have the two sevens, seven of pentacles, seven of wands. Um, they're waiting they're waiting for something. They are preparing themselves from something. So I don't know if maybe they have to work with or they have to ask something out of them. So they know that they're going to face resistance. They know it, so they sort of are preparing themselves. They know that maybe from now on, dealing with the same now, dealing with Taeyeon is going to be difficult. So they also probably are waiting. I don't know if they're waiting for her conditions, and they're waiting to see and review what she's going to ask of them. So they're like, yeah, like they're in a waiting period. They're like, okay, what is she bringing to us? What is she asking in return? So they're like, okay, we will see. Or if she demands something, they are sort of like putting it into like consideration. They're like, yeah, we will let you know. Thank you so much. But they are they're observing. They are waiting for a resolution. Probably they also have a bit of a resistance that maybe they are not going to give her what she wants. It's just that they're postponing the because they don't want to say no to her, but eventually they will start, like maybe blocking her projects, or just delaying certain things, or maybe a part of some papers or something. um, they seem to be a bit like on the defensive about her, and this new Taeyeon, or this new journey of Taeyeon. They definitely they didn't take it the good way. um Probably they are like being patient with her. They are not saying much. They are not, but it seems like there's like a body language um about whatever comes from now on of Taeyeon. They are going to receive it like you know with a bit of resistance, like, oh yeah, thank you, yeah. They're going to take it like this, like, oh, thank you, bye. They're going to, if she has relationships with people in SM, it's going to be resented. People are not going to treat her the same. It's just that, with the Seven of Pentacles, they also, with the Seven of Pentacles, I think that they know what they could potentially lose. So they are trying to not be that obvious that things are going to change with her. The treatment, even the way they say hi to her, everything's changed. Everything has changed. It's just that they are sort of evaluating how this is going to impact them. And they are preparing themselves, just in case she wants to demand something out of them. They are already I don't know if they are preparing their lawyers or if they are preparing people that are sort of going to, I don't know why I feel like this also feels like security. When like security guard, when you are about to enter a building and there's someone that is like, wait, who are you? Like, wait, I need to check your identity. I cannot just let you in like this. Wait, we have protocol, so wait here. There's just these tiny um, refusals, and there's this tiny that they're going to get deeper and deeper with time. But definitely, their treatment towards her is going to be like everything that comes from her is going to be like denied entrance, denied do you need something, denied. It's just that with the Seven of Pentacles they are probably evaluating when to start doing this aggressively. I would say when to really show their true colors. They're just sort of evaluating, okay, how is this, we don't want people to notice right away, or we don't want her to get angry, because with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Cups, there's this duality in her, that it depends on how you talk to her is the way she's going to respond to you. So I wouldn't also wake up the beast. But yeah, their connection, the Two of Swords, indecision, things are sensitive. Things are in a moment where probably there's transition, there's change, but they don't know how to treat each other yet. They are in a very awkward moment where neither SM nor Taeyeon, they don't know how to act around each other yet. They are testing the waters, they are observing each other, they are like, oh, you go first. No, you go first. Something like this, it's like friendly until it's not. But there's a moment where I'm not judging you, or I'm not overthinking about how you're treating me. Not yet. So there's this pause, of like, yeah, I don't know what to think of them, and vice versa. So maybe it's to be polite, but it feels very awkward because it seems like at some point there's going to be an attack from one of the parties. It's just that they're waiting to see who is going to start the fire. Hello. Um, Shameful. I started with Lee Soo, then I read for Taeyeon. I just finished. I'm going to continue with Seo Yeaji, Kim Hye-jun, the actress, Sujin, the former member of Idol, how she feels about the new album, Idol new album, Suzy new drama, Kiss of Life, and BI. I'm going to be ready for BI because I believe he's going to be enlisting soon. So yeah, he's also on the list. Those are the subjects that I have for today. Hello, Hope. Oh, there was something playing, no? Right? Hope, because I don't know why I saw a live stream of old Shiny concerts. Could it be? Was it like a countdown or something like that? I don't know. It just appeared to me on YouTube. I don't know if maybe it was, but it was an old concert, but it was live streaming. I don't remember the name of the channel, if it was a fan or if it was actually Chinese channel. Also, like, I was going to tag you yesterday, Hope, because I don't know what is it, but there's something about me, like especially because we had been having very heavy rain here in my country. It was very bad. Like the whole country was flooded. There was floats everywhere. We couldn't leave. Everything was canceled. There was a lot of, thundering, a lot of storm. But the water, the level of float, like I also had to, get buckets inside my house. It was bad. It was bad. You couldn't go outside even. Um, the streets were flooded. Everything. Oh, so bad. Um, but I there's something about, like, I don't know. I have that Key has this, and he's with NBC, with this. I don't know how is it. Is it the cast of I Live Alone, or Live Alone, something like that? Well, I have the NBC clips, and usually I do watch Keys once. He's my favorite. I watch of the others as well, but there's something about Key that I'm like, I'm going to tell Hope about this, because I'm not a shower myself, but there's something about me loving to watch whatever he does in that show, like either if he's like cooking, if he's like, gardening, if he's learning something new, if he's spending time with another shiny member. I just love, or Key camping with his dogs. I watch all of those small clips, like 15, 14-minute clips, and and I'm just, some of them I did watch already. Some of them I did watch already. So I'm like, is Gay my bias? Like, but I don't mean it like in a place of, because I love Shiny, and I love their music and everything. But for me, I think that what I love about his content is first his personality, and second is how skillful he is. Um, like I think that maybe it's because we are close in age, or there's something that I just find him like, he's much more than an idol for me. And he's not like, oh, an actor, or no, he's just a very skillful person. Like, I just love to see him, and he's so fun to watch. There's people that they have been like, oh, but I don't know, this idol also knows how to cook, or this idol also goes camping. But there's something about Kiss episodes that I just watch them on replay. Or I want to watch the full. I don't know where I can find the full. But maybe it's because I'm also starting to love more this cast of this show, that but whatever key is in it, I just watch it. All the concerts are playing this week. Today was Shiny World One. Okay. Mm. Thank you, Fluffy, for answering. Yeah, if it's personal, or if it's because I already have my list. I prefer. I do have Patreon. I do have Patreon tiers. That also, it can be for personal or idols, or also idols. Um, because I don't know what is it about YouTube. I don't want to do this on Super Thanks, but they don't. It's like, for me, it doesn't represent anything. Like, it's not like, and I'm so, and also the amount of discount that they do it in my country, that I'm like, I remember there was someone that they couldn't pay for a personal reading on Patreon, so they were like, I will send you a super thanks. And they did it, and they sent the exact amount and everything. And when I had to, see where it was, it was full of discounts. So I was like, oh my God, like, next time I will tell people to not send them to me, because I don't see the the impact. Like, I'm like, where are they? Like, oh no. At least maybe it's something in my country and in my coin. So when changes. It's just pennies. I don't know. Yes, Key is awesome. I love watching Key vlogs too. It's pretty fun and relaxing to watch. He's my bias personally. Yeah, I was like, Fluffy didn't know he was your bias, but I was going to tag Hope because I was like, why am I watching this all over again if I watch it already? Yes, last night I was having dinner and I was like, oh, there's Key, and I already watched this the 15-minute episode of him going to buy the plants. You know, he I believe he bought some plants. He bought, to create his garden. He planted like rosemary, like um peppermint. He also bought some tulips, some tulips, some daisies, and he was like in there just working the land. And I was like, I already watched this, but I'm going to watch it all over again. So yeah, came from Shiny, and I saw that I'm not a shovel, but I feel so like I watch continuously his his episodes. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm like, am I a fan? Am I a fan already? And I'm not accepting it. Yeah, garden is also fun to watch in general, just like Ruby. And with the cooking, I know that he also took some classes. Those also I watched. Um, but there's something about him just like being such a multitasker. Like he does a lot of multitasking while cooking. That it reminds me of me. I also do that. I grab things and I'm like here and here and here and here, and that's how I do things. So probably watching him is like watching a bit of myself. So, and I just love it when he shares food with others. Um, it feels so authentic and so nice, and I think that definitely it has to do. I also watched this episode of him with his mom, with his mother, where he prepared dinner for her, and I believe she was retiring, and he prepared like a celebration for her, and I was like in that episode I also like learned about his mom profession and everything, and I was like, yeah, definitely that makes sense because him being such a giver, and not in the sense of like, oh, because I'm a celebrity and I'm doing good things, so on camera. So because that happens also, guys. Like usually there's people that you do notice that they bring their nephews, they bring their other people's animals, the family dogs, the family cats, and they're like, oh yeah, because I love them so much. Um, but for me, I'm very selective about what who I watch because there's some people, some famous people that actually I don't buy that they live like that, that's their 24-hour you know routine. It feels very planned, it feels very arranged. But in the sense of Key, I feel like it's very much him. It's very much him, and there's so much things to observe. So I like it. I like it. Blue cheese gnocchi. He's an amazing cook. I also watch his cooking episodes again and again. Thank you, Flamingo. I don't feel like I wanted to say this. I wanted to say this because I was like, why do I feel like I'm watching all this all over? And I was like watching it in my house. And I was reflecting on this. And I was like, why am I watching this key episode again? And like, I don't mind. Like, I want to watch it and I'm loving it, even though I watched it already. So this is why I wanted to ask, the fans if maybe this is normal. But for me, since I'm not a shower, like I'm like, what is going on with me? Like I really love this guy. You know the I don't know how you say it in English, the how you pronounce it, and the gnocchi. No, you do you pronounce because here, in Spanish we call it gnocchi. This is why I'm like seeing the word, GNO, and I'm like, it makes sense because you guys don't have the word that we have, that is like an N with a tiny thing, flowy thing on top, that is like nyo. We call it gnocchi here. And seeing him, doing that, I was thinking about it because I remember my mom used to make them, but she didn't like made them. Usually they're made of, yeah, of potatoes. But I remember that she used also flour, just flour, um, um, and they're amazing, very very yummy, very delicious. And she used to also use the fork. So when I saw him using the fork, I was like, I was trying to remember if she used the fork that way or if she used the fork on the other way, on the other side, just the normal side. But I also think that she had the utensil, she had the wooden utensil to do the shape of the gnocchi. She did it. She had it was like a wooden that it had all the stripes, so you would pass the small um, the thing there. The gnocchi is very yummy. I like it. Okay. Okay. Gnocchi the same way. Okay. I just remember one of the episode. Wait, I just remember one for the episode, the planting one. He was maintaining his garden kitchen, and he's one of the dogs peed on the plants. That's the one I watched last night. Last night I rewatched that one. I was like, why are they peeing on the plants? I mean, my cats saying, like they don't lift the leg up, but a small piece of land that they see of dirt, and they will go there to pee. So this is why I try to put some fences on it. Um, but if there's dirt, I have to cover it because they would go and pee on it, or just also poop on it. Watching them in shiny content over and over is fun and inspirational for me personally. Is the proper Italian pronunciation too? Okay, we pronounce not in the same way. Okay. But I did have a preconception with Key, with Key, the shiny member, because he's always so sassy, or he's very fast to react or to remember things. So I was like, oh, like almost like a character, like him. But then, watching him on this show, I realized how laid back he is. I mean, he is, um, he definitely has, he's very curious. He's always learning something new. This is why I love to watch his videos, because he's always doing something, even if it's cleaning or, getting rid of things. I mean, like, I'm going to give this away, but it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Um, but also there's moments that I do love, that he also is like, I don't want to do anything today. I'm just going to sit here and just watch TV. That also is understandable. But I think that after watching those clips, I began to, maybe grasp a bit of his personality that I didn't see, when he's in these shows, or maybe when he's in these competitions, or when he's with the other members, that they all have their roles. And I think that when I saw him in these shows, of him being alone or with his dogs, or I see a different person, a different person. And he's so nice. He's so nice to watch. Yes, see, yeah, when he forgot his ID to get into the chef's exam, he was way more mellow than I would be. Yeah, see, that's why I'm like, it's so surprising and so refreshing to see that, it's not like he's sassy all the time and he has it everything, under control. Because there's a point where when especially these members that they have this attitude of like, oh, I know it all, or I know you and I paid attention to this and I saw this and I'm calling you out on this because I remembered, when you have these very intelligent and observant members in a group, sometimes the interactions that they have with others is like, isn't it that a bit much? When they get a bit critical and you're like, it's not that enjoyable, and I know it's a character, definitely. They are not 24/7 like that. So at first I was like, like when I was able to really see, other side of him, oh, I appreciate him more. Um, mm, Alan, me first time I ever saw so much. I was from looking. Yes, yes. I also. I swear, it that part it breaks me. Like sometimes, I don't know why there's certain. I don't know why. There's one thing that I actually just when it comes to YouTube, and when the funeral clips appeared, I put so they don't show it anymore because I don't know why they appear. I don't know why. I didn't look for it. I'm not Googling it, but they appear every once in a while. So sometimes I'm like, I'm not interested because they always show that part, the part where, one of them starts crying. And it took me a while to actually notice that it was Key because, they had a different, aspect, a different, they look different. Um, so um but yeah, like for me it's really heartbreaking to watch those clips. Like I don't know why people keep making like content around it or clips around it because I find it just very disrespectful. um because like it makes me want to cry, like the time that I did watch it, like I really it made me cry. Because no, it's so is so sad, just like a goodbye, and a very vulnerable moment that, I wish they would have remained that private, that moment. But I don't know, just so they don't give access people to create, these clips. Mm, yeah, yeah. I love to see the idols cooking. Mm. Yeah, it's just that they went through so much, hope that, this is why sometimes I'm like, people have to be, even if you are not a fan, you have to have respect for Shiny legacy and because of everything that they went through. Um, and that they are still here, that they haven't disappeared and that they are able to, still giving back to the fans, to their people, that you see them, each one of them doing their own thing, and maturing and growing. I think that we are so lucky to have them, and not, them being like an old memory of like, oh, remember this group, this happened, and then we never saw them again. So I think that we are so lucky to have Shiny. That's the resilience. That's um, and definitely it shows how committed they are to, you keep advancing and, and keep working. Mm. Yeah, also Fluffy. I feel like they seriously could be one of the most, if not the most respected group in K-pop. Yeah, for me, I feel it like that. I know a lot of people say TVSQ and because they are very. I believe that when they debuted, I don't want to say like they were like I don't know what generation they were from, but they were huge. I know about them, but for me, I feel like with everything that Shiny has gone through and all also all the hits that they have, um, and that they continue to have, um, and that they are together. I think that for me, Shiny represents um and also considering that they are under SM, so not all of them but the group. I mean they are survivors. What can I say? Because being under SM, mm. But yeah, I was reflecting about that, about why I'm obsessed with key and key content. So I will need to find, the whole episodes, like, so I don't have to watch like the 15-minute clips. Yeah, yeah, but TVSQ are kind of all separated now, while Shiny are still together and so talented individually without any scandals. Yeah, yeah, that's also very like it's a different um resolution. I would say it feels very because after a tragedy like this, to be able to for the four of them to stand on a stage, and I don't know, I would be crying just to feel the absence of the person that used to perform next to me, and I'm sure that it happened, and I'm sure that it happens for the fans to get emotional. I'm not a fan and I get emotional about them and about Jonghyun. um, so I admire the resilience to keep showing up and keep entertaining people and just just going on tour and doing a lot. I'm like, that's professionalism. That's professionalism. Yeah, the other day I finished the whole season of Dear Haran, Not Haran, Honran, Dear Honran, the Lee Jae-wook K-drama. It's only 10 episodes, and I did watch the whole thing. Um, it was okay. I like it. I stayed for the plot because I was intrigued. Like, okay, who his identity. Um, but I don't know. I felt like the female lead. I mean, the actress is she's very talented, but why do they write her? Why do they write the female lead sometimes when it seems like all that the female lead does is get in the way? Like, why do they write female characters like that? Like, you don't feel an empathy towards her. You're like, get out of the scene because I want to see what these two are up to. I was more interested in when she starts talking about her brother, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I know you miss him, and and I was like, but I want to see, the mystery, the part where they go and find this place or this person. Like, why do they make the female leads so characters so that it seems like you could separate them and if you don't have her like you will not miss her character. Like, because it's like, yeah, I understand it's your brother, it's your little brother. Yeah, I understand he went missing, but you're like, I want to hear about this guy's story, not yours. Just complaining and trying to be a hero when you are like a princess. She's not a princess, but she's like the mercander's daughter, one of the daughters. So is her trying to be a hero, like, so, while being privileged, but at the same time being like, oh, I have an awful stepmother. I couldn't believe it. It was definitely a decision they made for Shiny to continue. Finally, now they are super comfortable talking about Jonghyun all the time and reminding fans they are forever five. Listen, you need to check Nirvana in Fire. It's a pseudo-historical fantasy show. I know I'm really sure. Why do I feel like I started it? Nirvana in Fire. I think that I started it, but I don't know why I didn't continue because, yes, I'm going to write it down again. I know I started it. I didn't continue it, but I know I watched an episode or two. But yeah, thank you, Fluffy, for reminding me. Yeah, I know I watched it on YouTube. Okay. Okay, I love Game of Thrones, so thank you. Yes, yes, I will continue then. Is Dear Horang with Joe Boa? I think it is. I think it is. Yes, Joe Boa. I think that it's not the fault of the actress, it's how they write the character. It's how they write the character. Like, it gets to a point where it's annoying. You're like, get out of the way, get out of the scene. I want to hear this part. Like, they're talking about something important, like we're following a lead, and you're getting in the way. Oh. And I love mystery. Like, when there's a mystery to solve, or there's like intrigue or something like this, and it's well done, I get interested. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep watching. Um, yes, I did. I did watch all the episodes. Yes, I did watch them all because I was stuck here in my house. I couldn't leave. I couldn't even leave like my house. I was like, I cooked for my dad and me. So I brought, I left food on his fridge, and I gave him the medication and everything that he had. Thank God he's doing better, but I left everything. I also left my cats on his house because his house is bigger, so they have plenty of room to run around. And I stayed in my house like all Latin because it was like there was a lot of flood, so water was entering like everywhere. So you couldn't open like a door because it would get water into the house. So I cooked, I had everything cooked, and I stayed in my house. I stayed in my house. I couldn't even come here. I had to do some readings, and I couldn't even enter here because it was so dark. It was so dark, and also the sound of the rain, because it was like pouring. It was like what, like, so, like, water, 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 water everywhere. So I was like, I'm going here and maybe I can, do some readings. No, it was so loud because of how heavy the rain was. So then, I was like, okay, I'm going to go and watch TV. And I saw that I had it available, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start this. Um, yeah, me too. Me too. But you know what? I was glad, actually, Hope, that we went to the doctor before the rain started. Like, we went to the doctor on Thursday. Remember that I had the live stream on Wednesday. I told you guys I was going to take him because I wanted to make sure that he was, having because they just gave him like this. Um, it wasn't painkiller, but it was for fever, and he was hurting. He was hurting this side of his chest. So I took him to his doctor, and they prescribed to him, a gel that it's for the stomach cream, and also another painkillers for that, for a more chronic pain, I would say. um, and so, I also took the time that we went to the doctor, and I bought the groceries, and I was like, okay, we are ready. I packed everything, I had everything arranged. And then, on Friday, the very early in the morning, it started raining like crazy. And there were a lot of forecasts, weather forecasts, that it was like, do not leave your house because it's going to get dangerous. Um, and I was like, thank God I was able to, do this with him, take him to the doctor, and also being able to do the groceries. So, we will have everything prepared just in case. I just bought things just in case for him if he needed something, like groceries, so he would have everything available in his house. But I wasn't prepared to have this level of load, to have this float. Um, yeah, I was like, thank God, because on Thursday, we woke up very early and we were like, okay, we're going to the doctor to see the doctor. But that same doctor, he also sees people on Fridays on the morning, in the morning. So we were like, okay, we could go Thursday or we could go on Friday. So maybe if we got, comfortable and we were like, oh, let's better go on Friday, we will have not been able to go because the rain will have stopped us. Yeah, yeah. In my house, it didn't enter, but I will have to. There will be some leakings in some parts of the house that it never leaks, but it's because of the never-ending like rain. So I had to get some buckets, and I will have to put it in place that it would be, even here. I noticed that there's some parts that are leaking of the roof. Um, so if you see a drop falling, is my seed. That this one is not fully covered yet. We still have to cover it. It has like the structure and the metal only. Um, but I thank God, now the sun is out. But I think that now, the temperatures also have dropped. It's getting colder. So we're starting to see a bit of, the the the, the new season that is coming, that is winter. So there's a lot of wind. Um, and I think that tomorrow they say that it's going to rain again. So, we have to make sure to get everything prepared. For me, it was more for him because since he couldn't go out, he usually is the one that goes out and does the groceries. Because this is why he had that accident, because he just goes to different places. He's not a very he doesn't organize himself. It's not like I have a list and I go and buy that. And he loves to go here and there and there. And I was like, no, not anymore. Um, we're going to, arrange certain things. Um, we're going to get organized. So yeah, but thank God these 2 days, 2 days and a half that we have been like inside our house, I was able to finish that K drama. Yes. Uh-huh. will the repairs you're doing arrange that in the future? Yes, yes, they will. It's just that because of my dad, he had this accident, so we had to stop everything. Like I was like, no, we are let them know that we are going to wait because the money that I had saved, it went all for his medication and also to buy things for him. He had some bills to pay. I don't know what he had, and I also had to take care of it because he couldn't go. Um, so I was like, no, tell them to wait. Let's stop a bit the renovation. Um, because right now we need, I need him to be, taken care of. I need him to have his medication. I don't want him to move around to go and buy things. I want to make sure that he has everything that he needs in the house. Um, and that's expensive, to buy everything, you know. Um, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Everything happens for a reason, and I think that sometimes to slow down is important. Because we made a lot of progress. We were making a lot of progress very fast. It was like, we started the remodelations. I told you guys we had been going through this for a very long time, but we had managed to advance a lot in a very short time. It's not finished yet, but at least, I have the place, I had it. It's not perfect, the ceiling is not perfect, it's not done yet, but at least I have the ceiling on. It's not like, it's not like it's open like it used to be. That was my worries. I was like, what if it's left like that, just the walls and that's it. Um, but yeah, with the scene of the rain and everything, um, we will have to. But we were very lucky because there were some parts, also in the country that they were very much affected, much affected than we were. So we were very lucky because there were people that actually the water was entering their houses. So, we were very lucky to just be like, okay, yeah, I have some filtering in here and I have to put buckets. It's not the same like you actually having like a lot of water entering and actually damaging, the furnitures or, the your belongings, inside the house. And also it's very dangerous because, water and electricity. Are the cats staying inside now? Yes, they are. Yeah, they got out a bit to the garden today because it's sunny, so they got out. They already stretched their legs for kitties. But yeah, I left them there because if I have them here, they don't have much room. So, but now that it's getting colder, especially for the oldest one, the oldest of my cats, she's much more like sleeping all day. Now that it's going to get colder. But in the case of Kali is much more like, she wants to play, she wants to jump around the couches, the sofa. She goes around, she has her toys, she has the cat tunnels. And she goes, she plays through that, and she has plenty of room in my dad's house. Here she has room, but she could potentially break things in my house, like in my kitchen. She loves to hang through the curtains. She loves to scratch them. So I'm always yelling at her. So I'm like, no, you go to my dad's house. Yeah, I think Kobo are recently married. Yeah, I believe I saw a press conference of hers that she was mentioning that I believe that this project, this K-drama, was maybe the first one that she done after getting married. So it took, I believe it was like a huge decision for her to be like, okay, yeah, I'm coming back with this work. So she was mentioning something like this. I don't know exactly because the subtitles were a bit weird. Um, the U.S. President is banned the storm warning system. I hope Congress brings it back because I hear people have died without the warning. Oh no! Yeah, because if you don't have if you don't have the proper, the warning. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue. I keep ranting. I'm ranting now because actually, when I first started, no one was here, so I didn't have anyone to talk to. So now I'm talking to you guys. I'm catching up. Oh, okay. You too, Claffy. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Okay, I'm going to continue with the readings. Sorry for the ranting. Okay. I'm going to read for the actress Seo Yeaji new drama. How does she feel about this new project? Seo Yeaji new drama. Hmm. Could it be that is very expensive, this drama, that there's a lot of, or there's a star, or I think that it has um a lot of money invested, a lot of money invested, and also she feels very supported or validated by maybe a co-star, or maybe the person that creates this drama is a very respected person, and there's something about her feeling like supported by this person or validated or appreciated, and being treated with respect and maybe with the recognition that she deserves. So it feels very abundant. It feels very, I don't know if people were worried if this is going to launch or not, but I do see a lot of money. And I do see her, just having everything that she needs in order to do this. So yeah, very inspiring. A lot of, a beginning with a lot of things available for her. We start for Seo Yeji. We have the Emperor, we have the Nine of Pentacles in the middle, and we have the Empress. So it feels very, very nice. And we have the Ace of Wands. The keyword is inspiration. So it feels very expensive already. And also, I think that there's something about her. I don't know like I mentioned, because we do have the Emperor. So the Emperor and the Empress. So there's something about her also probably, sort of healing or getting into this place of, um, not distrusting men in the industry anymore. This Emperor, it feels like there's she's also like maybe reconciling the yin and the yang in her energy, or maybe with her co-stars. There's something about her complementing each other, and it's like, okay, I can be super feminine, and you can be masculine and bossy, and like I will receive this energy and I will not feel threatened by this, um, threatened by maybe a man that can seem like very authoritative, or maybe like a strong authority, or maybe if she works in a project with this person, like her being afraid of, like, okay, he's going to take over the whole project. I think that there's balance in here. There's like, maybe she has like this very feminine energy, and this person is like this very masculine, but they are not in competition with each other. They are actually like, oh my God, sorry. They are like cooperating. They are cooperating to make each other look good. Also, the Nine of Pentacles is about independency, is about, you being very talented, and you showing people how talented you are, and how Actually, it feels like, whatever this new work is, it seems like they are supporting each other, but there's something about them not needing each other. So even though if this is like her co-star, or if there's like love or romance, there's something about her being independent, and him as well, and being like, maybe this is not the typical history of a man saves a girl or a man saves a woman. I think that there's something about independence and pride, and also them being very successful at what they do. So I wonder if, maybe the plot is about them being, working, to make each other win, like um, like colleagues, instead of romance, like, oh, one saves the other. It's like, no, like, actually we both of us have like these strong roles, or we work together to defeat this person. But the emperor and the empress, it's like this very, this yin and yang energy, like they complement each other very well, and they're both very powerful. So it seems like it's going to be very, very good. Like the chemistry feels very good, or at least from her side there's this strong feeling of independence, or like, like, here I feel appreciated. I feel like, I can shine here. They let me shine. She's going to look prosperous as well, abundant, and with the Ace of Wands, inspiration. So if this maybe if this case or this project is not out yet, there seems to be like it's going to have a very passionate beginning. So I see moving, I see movement, and I see, action. I see people working, people moving. Hello, guys. So I like it. I like it for her. I like it for Seo. I didn't understand much. I know people requested me to read for her in this new drama. Um, I didn't understand much about, the nature of, what is going on with the drama or not. But it seems like things are advancing very well, and it's going to do good. It's going to make her feel proud. It's going to make her look good also. Okay, I'm going to continue with Kim Hye-jun, the actress Kim Hye-jun, that she also, there's something about also her drama, but I believe that someone mentioned that her drama got delayed. So I'm going to pull cards for her in this sort of update also, to see, how she's doing these days. Kim Hye-jun drama. The Ten of Wands twice for her. What is going on? Okay, for this actress, for Kim Hye-jun drama, we have Page of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Sorry, this deck is very glossy. Maybe Ten of Wands. And from this other deck, we also have the Ten of Wands, and the keyword is burden. So yeah, about this drama is like opposition after opposition. I don't know what is it, but it seems like it's a burden. It's a burden for her. I think that also having the Page of Pentacles is also taking her back to this amateur energy, and I know she's not an amateur, but sometimes she does get these cards, and I believe that when I read for her at some point, I mentioned something about the pages, that even though she has the experience, sometimes she maybe believes in projects, or maybe she launches herself to be like, okay, because she's very visionary. I think that she loves to see, projects from from the point of view of an amateur. Maybe this is her concept. She doesn't want to enter projects that are prearranged for her, or they are like, oh, people are like, oh, this is going to be a success. This is like, it's already written everywhere that, oh, it's going to do well, oh, it's going to be so successful. I think that she prefers to support like the underdogs of the industry, or she prefers to support or maybe work in projects that maybe they are not, you know, that well known, or maybe people are suspicious of them. She has this ability, I would say, and this curiosity of, wanting to be part of projects that people sometimes they turn their backs on it, and they're like, do you think that that's a good move? Because they don't have much, or if you work with them you will have to adapt to not having much, or having to wait, or that there could be challenges, there could be delays. I see it here. I see it. I think that it's going to be difficult. I mean, and I think that um, it's going to feel like a burden for her to get this project out. And I know that she's not the only one working on this, but maybe for her, she maybe is working extra hours, or she's going to put this project on her shoulders and be like, I got this, let's get this project out. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm going to keep investing in this, I'm going to keep working in this, and we're going to get it out, even if it takes us longer. um I think that she loves this. It's not that she loves this, but I think that she has this mindset of someone that maybe for her, she she is a believer. So there's something about her being like, yeah, maybe initially it was tough, but at the end it paid off. It was very challenging, it was very demanding, it wasn't easy, but I enjoyed being part of this. I don't see her regretting her decisions, but I think that she probably has to wonder, or also evaluate, why sometimes she ends up being the one carrying the burden. Why? This is why we have the 10 of Wands twice. Like, why do you take, why do you make decisions that they put you um in this very uncomfortable situation, where when things are always so exhausting, things are always so difficult, like, there must be a pleasure behind this, like her finally being like, it was worth it. Like, it was so difficult, but I endure it. I know I can do it. I know I can, I'm going to wait, or I'm going to do. But why? Why does she put herself, through those extremes, and also the responsibility, because it seems like she's going to do whatever is in her possibilities to make this work. So I wonder if there's like an emotional Kim Hye-jun, I believe is the actress of Lovely Runner. Hope. Um, so um, I think that she's very stubborn. She's not going to complain, or she's not going to give up the fight, I would say. But there's something that is very courageous of her, but at the same time, it's very exhausting to having to support this kind of projects, because I see her getting involved deeply. When you get involved, that you're like, okay, it doesn't matter if you guys don't pay me. Like, I will work extra hours, or I will do this for you guys. I know how to do this. I will do this for free, or I will put out of my money. It feels very, very extreme. But for her, I think that it's all about passion, and it's all about maybe facing challenges in this industry. that maybe from her part she's like, well, I do believe in this project, so I'm not giving up on this, even if it's a burden or even if it's challenging, and I'm not giving up on this. But yeah, it's going to be very heavy, to sustain this. And I don't know, probably she's going to have to be patient because, they're going to have to wait probably or put extra efforts. Okay, I'm going to continue with how Sujin, former member of Idol, how does she feel about the new album of Idol? Let's see how Sujin, former Idol member, how she feels about their new album. She feels very positive about it. What is it about this album? Do they talk about her or something? Okay, for Sujin, from Sujin's perspective, we have the card of justice. We have the Six of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the card of the World, Ascension. So yeah, I think that she sees it from a very holistic way. She sees it from a place of material success. I mean, she's like, also thinking about the justice. Maybe she thinks like, okay, this album of Idol is like a representation of the girls finally getting justice or getting something that was rightfully theirs or that it was for them. And she sees it like, finally justice was served. Also the six of Pentacles is like, I see the girls receiving as much as they were giving. And also the Queen of Pentacles, is like they are going to be very abundant and successful, and they are going to be able to enjoy this success, this material success. So there's something, I don't know if the girls were paid something or they were able to get the justice on their side. But I think that from Sujin perspective, she's like, yeah, they got the justice that they deserve with this album, or they are going to get the sales that they deserve. I think that she sees them as very prosperous. She sees that finally the group is reaching this level of the Queen of Pentacles is like you seeing them not only more successful but also seeing them more mature. So maybe she sees them like, oh, they are grown, they are much more stable, they are asking for what they deserve. They seem much more rich. I don't want to talk about money, like literal money, but she sees them like much more stable than maybe when she used to be part of the group. There was a lot of instability, material instability. And now she's like, there's a lot of respect from her because she's like, they're finally getting paid, or they are getting money, or they are getting, the prestige, or they're getting the abundance, or maybe the resources that they didn't have before. So there's something about her being like, they are doing very well. Actually, they look fancy, they look more prosperous, they look abundant from a material point of view. I think that also with all these pentacles here, there's something about her not having an emotional reaction to this. I think that she sees it like as if she was like an expert on business, and she sees it from this very materialistic point of view. She's not she's not thinking about them like, oh, because when they used to be with me or when we had this relationship, I felt this emotion. No, she's sort of seeing it from a place of material gain and also like success or numbers or from a business perspective, just very like, oh, they're earning well, or they're going to earn well, they're going to have their stability, they're looking good, so yeah, good for them, something like this, but especially the justice, so there's something about her thinking like, oh, they're finally receiving what they deserve, but also with the kind of the world, that is his ascension. I think that for her, she already turned the page. She is ascending. She is in another atmosphere. She's in another planet. I would say she's like um, above this. She's not like observing and comparing and contrasting and being noisy about it. Or maybe she doesn't know much, or what she knows is good enough. And she's like, great for them. But very, very organized, very respectful, but not emotional about this. Just like like a commentary from someone that is in the business, same business as them, and that's it. But her with the world card is like, I'm different. I mean, I don't know if she's in a different I don't think she's in a different business, but her mentality is like, I already moved on. The world is like, the world keeps spinning, and I'm not spinning behind them. I'm different. I'm surprised it took them so long to re-record the title track. With their new contracts, they get paid individually for their work. Okay. Okay, now I understand. Thank you, Chachalina. Well, now I'm going to read for Idol's new album. Okay. Idol new album, how it's going to go. Hmm. Why is wow, like what are they going to be doing? Because it feels like there's a lot of energy, all of them are ones. So are they going to have like some martial arts, like some fighting scenes, some very hard concept? Because there's a lot of like energy, a lot of energy, concentration of energy, competition as well. Five of Wands for Idol's new album. Two of Wands and Knight of Wands. And we have the card of Temperance. The keyword is choose breathe. Yeah, I see their energy very accelerated, very accelerated. Like, I don't know if they want to launch this and then they want to do another activity, but there's some disagreements. Um, Probably when are they going to launch this new album? Because it seems like the competition is going to get very high. There's going to be a lot of competition. So there's something about them also evaluating like, okay, how do we beat this competition? Like, what do we do? And then we have the Knight of Wands. So I wonder if they also are going to be having like the help of someone or having a collaboration with a man, probably, because I have the Knight of Wands. So there's something about this man coming to the rescue, not the rescue, but he just appears. He's so passionate and creative like them, but he just appears like maybe a guest, like a guest star, or someone that just appears, and he's just so magnetic, like they are passionate, very bold, but yeah, he just appears and then goes. So it could be like a collaboration or him praising them, but I think that they probably when they do release this, there's going to be a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of competition, and they will have to add something more, because it's going to be very the competition is going to be very tense. um Also, there could be some differences between them, also among the members. There could be some, because I think that they feel so passionate, or this is very important for them, that maybe there's a lot of, determination and fire, and like, I want to shine, or I want my moment, or I want to say this, like, I want to stress these, like, my lines, or I want to have this impactful entrance, and I want to do this, and then so they could also have a bit of competition, like, among themselves, to like who has like the iconic moment, or who has like the most iconic outfit. There's something just very hot in this. It feels like it's burning. But it's just because they have all the energy now. They have all the energy, all the inspiration, they have all the ideas. So they're like, okay, what do we do with this? They probably have, like, the maybe the new album has a lot of subjects, or a lot of beats, or the songs are very, you know uplifting, or they are just very, I don't want to say noisy, but it feels like there's a lot of, like, stimulation in these. um yeah, like, I'm like, breathe, just like the Curse of the Temperances. Just breathe. I feel like I need to breathe as well as I'm reading this. I think that they will do their best to just keep providing. Like, I think that for them it's important. um, and even if you tell them to slow down, they are not going to listen to you. They are not in a process. It feels like they can get a bit, too passionate, or maybe they can do a lot, probably on stage, or um, but they feel so. It's not that they are in a rush, but I think that they are like, this is the moment. We have to give it our all. So there's something about all of them wanting to give it their all. So there could be some clashing, like, oh yeah, this one had their moment, but then the other one appeared, and could it be that they also are launching solos, like solo work? Because it feels like one is interrupting the other. Like, okay, we just did this, that is amazing, that it took us a lot of work, and then you appear and you talk about something individual that you want to do. So they are going to get into each other's way a bit. It's going to be a bit messy, but if you're a fan of them, you're going to have content. Definitely. You're going to have content, attitude, fire, sexiness. You're going to have it all, but probably a lot of pride and a lot of power struggles in here, like, mm. And probably also with another groups, because there's something about them not giving up. They are like, we are not slowing down. This is not the season to slow down. We have to, keep bringing whatever we have new. We have to launch it. It's all about moving forward and not stopping. I'm not looking like behind. I'm just like, and if you want, you come with me and you follow me, but I will not slow down. But the temperance, the temperance, it says just breathe. So probably there's an element in this. There's a reason why the album, or maybe the new album, feels very rushed, or it feels like this hot potato, that you are like, oh, it has to be now here. So maybe people can feel a bit overwhelmed, like, why are you doing all of this like this? Like, like, is everything okay with you guys? Like, why? Like, and maybe them, maybe the audience also seeing them being a bit like much, like, why are you so in a rush? Like, why are you so energetic all of a sudden? Why do I feel like they are going to interrupt each other even if they talk? There's something about them being in a group and one interrupting the other or talking about the other, um, and not letting the other one finish what they have to say. There's a lot of like competition, so and there could be some anger behind all of this, like, like, I'm not. Yeah, there could be some tension or some drama or some ego in here. Yeah, but yeah, the temperance is like, just breathe. Like, uh, I think that is part of a process of healing. They definitely are healing from something. Maybe this album, this is why they feel like, oh, it has to be like this, because this represents that we are healing, or that we are recovering, and that we are trying to you know um, trying to reconcile parts of ourselves that were lost. We're trying to come back stronger, and choose more, um, like we are okay, showing to the audience that we are okay, that we are, this is a new us, and that we are going to be okay. But it feels like, while being this process of healing or recovery, it feels like they are doing a lot. So the cards is like, if you guys have some pendant things to heal from, just take it one thing at a time. Just breathe. Just, the audience will get it. The audience will understand that you're going through this healing. So, have temperance. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. No one is rushing you. But there's something about them having, maybe it's their concept, that they are like, no, we have to show them that we are on top, or we have to show them that we are invisible, like invincible, that no one can beat us, that we are the queens, that we are always on power, that we are always on top. There's something about them having this very energetic, prideful kind of energy. So they are in a very sensitive time also. They probably are healing, and they need to breathe. They need to acknowledge that, yeah, these are powerful moments, but they are also moments of reflection, and moments that cannot be rushed. So yeah, you do what you have to do, but at the end, just breathe. Just breathe, because otherwise, people will not understand, like, why are you so in a hurry, like, why? We will be there anyways. Like, we will wait for you guys. Like, you know you don't have to do extra to prove to us. um but yeah, they must know why. But yeah, the carrot, just breathe. Please, guys, just breathe. Yeah, maybe, it's a very competitive season. Maybe they feel like, them being themselves, they feel like, okay, they will try to, take our moment, and we don't want to, because this is our moment. We want to dominate as well. So yeah, it's really hard to tell them to slow down, because they don't want to. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to continue with Suzy new drama. I don't know if I read about her new drama before, but hmm. Okay, for Suzy, is it a romantic K-drama or project? Because we have the lovers, we have the Five of Wands, another one that there's competition, and we have the Four of Swords, and then we have the card of the Chariot, momentum. I think that definitely it shows it's very interesting because it's whatever this project is, it feels like, she's going to, be charming and everything, but there's probably going to be other projects at the same time. We have the 501. So what is going on with people launching their projects all in the same time? Or there's something about, I don't know if these moments are like hot season for these projects, but it seems like the audience maybe, or and even herself, starting with the lovers is giving me like, yeah, I like it, but I don't know what to think at the same time. With the Five of Wands, it's like, yeah, I'm aware there's competition, or there's people that maybe they want what I have, or they're not going to make it easy on me. I think that she's very chill, honestly. She has faced competition in the workplace for a very long time. So we have the Four of Swords. So there's something about her just doing her job and just doing what she has to do and just going home then later and just disconnecting. Um, but I think that there's something about her. I don't know why. Is there something going on with her that there's something about her picking projects, or I don't know if someone picks projects for her that they are not that that connected with her. She's not like that connected emotionally or mentally to these kind of projects. I don't know if they are very short-lived or they are going to be very short-lived, because we do have the Chariot. So, advances there's going to be, there probably is going to be promotions, and people are going to talk about it, and it's going to be amazing. But the Chariot also is like a momentum, it's a momentum of like expansion and advance. It's like one of many projects for her. But I think that she's not connected. It's like, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing. But it seems like she's not that invested. She's like with one foot in there and with one foot on the other side. So this is why I wonder about her duality. And I wonder I don't think that she doubts her projects, or um, that but there's this duality. There's this like, I don't have an opinion. I'm neutral. I just go work and I do what I have to do, and then I go home and I keep advancing in my career. You know, um, Probably this also has to do, with her, probably trying to keep her mental peace, not getting into scandals, because with the Five of Wands in the middle, there's probably a lot of people that want to sort of steal her place, or have what she has. So I think that maybe the lovers, there's this a bit like, like, a way of behaving with colleagues that is like, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it was great working with you, but I have to go. and not giving that person or situation that much of room in her life. I see her just after she's finished or after the day is finished, she goes back to her own worlds, and she just doesn't think about it. She's not that immersed, she's not that connected. Um, Also, the Five of Wands is giving me hostility at work as well. Maybe people being passive aggressive towards her. This is why she's like, there's something about her. I don't know if it's on the set, but there's something about her being loved or hate. People are in between about her. Like they don't know how to qualify or how to express how they feel about her. She's probably like a mystery for people. But the very smart thing about her is that even though there could be some uncomfortable moments, or maybe people just being, you know, also not very trustworthy when it comes to working with her or for her, having people that are very double faced also, that they tell her like, oh, we love you, but then they do a lot of things to sabotage her day or her part. But we do have the Chariot. So the Chariot is like, she keeps advancing, she keeps moving on in her career. So even if you like what she works on, or if you like the project, or if you don't like it, if you support it or not, at the end she's being productive and she keeps advancing. It's just that it feels like this project is one of many projects. It doesn't feel that special. Guys, if you can help me with the likes, I would appreciate it. Even though I have 8 people and there's 8 likes, so thank you so much. I cannot ask for more. Um, um, we're even. We're even. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to continue with Kiss of Life. I'm going to do an update for them. Let's see how the girls are going to be doing. Kiss of Life for these next 3 months, I would say. Hmm. Okay. For Kiss of Life, we have a Page of Wands. We have 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Star, and then we have the Sun. That the keyword is clarity. So yeah, I know Kiss of Life had an incident. They had an issue, and that people, I believe, they canceled their presence at KCON, and people are like, well, we sort of saw it coming because of the situation that they are in. Um, but honestly, just like everything, sometimes when there's some scandals or rumors or people are upset, from what I see here, for I would say the next month for Kiss of Life, I see that they still have the same passion and desire to keep showing up to work, to keep maybe getting better, or maybe being better, or working on themselves, or reflecting. I see a lot of passion in improvement, in improving themselves, and also with the Star and the Sun. there's going to be exposure at some point. They're going to come back. They're going to be in the spotlight again, and not because of something negative, actually for something positive, I would say. At least this is what the cards are showing me. I don't see negative, cards for them in the near future. So I think that this shows that maybe, yeah, they're being prudent about, the next steps probably, but at the same time, I think that the girls are not going to stop. Like, and I don't see a hiatus. I don't see, like, oh, there's an interruption of activities, and like there's silence, or they are hiding something. I think that they are just, and I think that starting with the Page of Wands, there's a lot of determination and willpower and passion to, keep working on themselves, or keep perfectioning some things that they think that they should be working on, but they will not stop being productive. So at some point, they're going to come back, or they're going to have a comeback, or they're going to, bring something new, and probably they're going to regain their popularity or success. This is what the cards are showing me. Now, if there's people that support this or not, I wouldn't be able to tell you about this. But I think that the girls are leaving time, maybe to focus on working on themselves and just being better. But I also see like there's going to be new exposure. They're not going to be hiding for so long. You're probably going to see them again, or they're going to keep releasing music. So if there's someone that is like, no, oh, because they did this, I don't know. I just tell you what I see in the cards. I don't see them hiding. I don't see hiatus. I see them being considerate. But at the same time, there's a lot of passion and willpower to make it better. Um, and something about like, we're not going to disappear. We're going to, invest in working and being better, or perfectionate, or, do things better or being better, but we are not going to lose our stardom. We have the star and we have the sun. So they are going to come back. They're going to come back, or maybe they're going to have a hit, or they're going to have, something popular that people are going to, go back to supporting them, or, showing support, and they are going to shine again. And also with the sun card, the keyword is clarity. So there's something about it, about also, the vulnerability of being like, yeah, here we are again. I know that you probably, if people are upset, if people are still upset, that's also valid. The audience, is the one that regulates, okay, how do I feel about this that happened? And they are very much aware of this, but at the same time, knowing this and knowing, that they have some things to improve, they also want to come back with more music, or with just showing up, and bring clarity to what they believe in, or about their career. And instead of hiding, and just, and you're thinking like, oh, they went away and they are not going to come back. I think that they're going to come back. They're going to keep showing and shining, and showing what they're good at, or how they had changed, and how they actually may come back better even. But they're going to all do it to bring clarity. Things are not going to get awkward with Kiss of Life. Maybe, yeah, there's people that are going to support them, and there's people that are going to still support them. But I think that they're going to come back. They're going to come back. They're going to take their time. They are working on this, but I don't see them like slowing down and being like, oh no, I feel so sorry, or oh no, I feel so. No. The Page of Wands is thinking creatively, or thinking from a place of action. What can I do to come back stronger, or to do this better? How can I do? What can I do? What can I perfectionate? And then we're going to come back, and we're going to shine, and we're going to be stars again. This is what I see. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Kim Hanbin, for BI, former member of Icon. BI, to see how he's doing and how he's going to do. He's going to enlist soon in the military, so okay. For Hanbin, for BI, we have Five of Pentacles. Oh, sorry, not Five of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Three of Cups. And we have the Two of Pentacles priorities. So yeah, these moments are of, him juggling also, his priorities. His priorities are about to change. Maybe at first he can find himself feeling a bit lost about this new reality, but I think that it's going to do him very well, honestly, like teamwork. Teamwork. This man needs community. He needs teamwork. He needs a group of people. I know that he's a soloist, but I think that going back to connecting with community and doing activities with community is going to inspire him more. And probably when he comes back after the military, he's going to have a much successful comeback. Because there's something with the Five of Cups that I think that I don't know what he had gone through emotionally or spiritually or in his personal life. But it seems like, there's a bit of grief. There's a bit of like, when you cannot find that satisfaction or there's a lot of regrets from his part. Maybe, there's this feeling of like him doing well in some times in his life. It seems like he's going to get better, but then there's like a setback. There's something about him, like advancing and then going back, advancing and then going back. And there's moments that he feels very like sorry for himself, and probably this that he feels is a very lonely experience. Maybe he doesn't talk to others, or he doesn't tell people like, okay, this is what I'm going through, or this is how I'm feeling. So it feels like he probably is feeling very sad and nostalgic from time to time about the things that he has lost. Maybe he does feel regretful, even though we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's this lack on his side, or there's this potential of new beginnings for him, but probably the lack or the success or the abundance is going to come hand in hand with the military service, and him probably having to adapt to a group of people and having to live with them and having to share with them. And here there's the abundance, community. The real abundance and the real success, or the real happiness for him at the moment, is going back to community, is going back to having friendships, associations, being part of a group, being part of um, you know, a group of people, participate, being one of them, just not, having the spotlight, or not having, having to, just being one of them, just being one of the others, not like, oh, I am different, or I am a leader, or I am like the important one, or I am the chosen one. No, just get immersed in the culture, get immersed in the dynamic of the group, where you are just nothing but one of them. You are a number. And I think that in there he can finally rebuild his emotional stability, and probably, have much more emotional fulfillment, forgive himself a lot also, because he's feeling very sorry about himself. He's like also maybe a bit worried about like, okay, where am I going, what about my future, what about my future projects, what about all the things that I have pendant. But I think that there's a new successful new beginning for him, coming for him, for BI, and it has to do with him working with others. It's as simple as that. I think that that is going to bring stability also to his life. He needs to have this maybe boring lifestyle, but he needs to have this stability and structure, and he needs to rely on others. He needs to be part of a group right now, because alone he sometimes loses himself. Yeah, he finds inspiration. Maybe he writes, he has good ideas. He's a genius. He's so great at at creating art, but I think that he is very lonely. He's very lonely, and sometimes when he feels lonely or lost, he isolates himself. So the best that he can do at the moment is go and list, spend time with the community, be part of the community, enjoy the simple life and the routine and structure that this gives him, and probably he's going to feel much more validated and accepted as a person. Maybe he's looking to be accepted. He's needing for human contact. Well, not friends from the industry, or not friends because, oh, you're so and so, so we want to be your friends. No, it's more like we are here, we are all the same, we have all the same instructions, so let's be friends, let's help each other out, let's help each other out. And this is abundance, when you have other people that have your back and that helps you, and you celebrate with them, the small day by day chores, labors, and it's like, okay, I have them and they have me. Maybe he has been missing that. But yeah, the Two of Pentacles, priorities. At first, I think that he's going to have a bit, he's going to want to do a lot of things. I don't know if he's like, okay, once I'm there, because I don't know anyone, or I'm going to have free time, I'm going to start writing, or I'm going to make the most of this time to start writing, or to start creating, because once I get out of here, I need to have some work done, because it's important for my future. And yeah, it is understandable, because he is a creator, and probably he's like, he depends a lot on his creativity or on his productivity. So it makes sense that he has this mentality of like, I have to be productive in there. But then, probably this community or this group of people that he's going to be part of, they're going to demand of him, full attention, 24 hours, or he's going to be so tired that he's not going to have time to think about like, oh, I need to write something, right? He's going to be busy. He's going to be very involved. At first, I think that because he doesn't know where he's going, or he doesn't know people or the situation, he's like, oh yeah, if I do this and if I arrange my time like this, I think that I can make it. No, no. Actually, probably the service is going to take most of his time. So, the two of Pentacles is like, your new reality, or your new routine is going to ask of you to have priorities. And priorities is about you being present in the here and now with your teammates, or with the people that you're going to be working for or with. So it's not about what you want to accomplish. It's more about what you can do when you are with them. Because it's not about you, it's about us, it's about the group, it's about what you guys have to accomplish together day by day. And I think that he will have to adjust, to this new mentality of like, oh, so yeah, I had some ideas for me, but now I'm seeing that I'm being requested to do this with them. So his priorities are going to change. His priorities are also going to get much more practical, much more simple, much more routinary. But he's going to do well. He's going to do well. Better than being like this. He's going to get, because he's giving me depressive vibes, and I don't like it. Yeah. Well, guys, this was great. I'm so happy I was able to make it, that today I got a bit of sunlight in here. So I was like, okay, if the day stays cloudy, I'm going to have to turn a lot of lights on so it doesn't look so dark in here. But thank God, the sun came up. So yeah, winter is here. So also my allergies and the potential flu. Look, I even bought my blanket just in case I had to, cover myself, my legs especially, because I do get cold feet. My feet get cold, especially when I'm seated for a very long time. But I didn't use it. I didn't use it because I was distracted. Mm. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for all the recommendations, for being here with me, for chatting with me, spending your Sundays, a bit of your Sundays with me. Thank you so much. And if everything goes well and then the weather is okay, I'm going to see you on Wednesday. Okay? Thank you. Hey, Katie. Hey, hello and bye, because I'm going. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much, Katie. Bye, guys.